Hello, everyone. My name is Kim. I'm a librarian with the Haverford Township Free Libraries Reference Department, and today I will be doing our new sneak peeks, just a brief little look at some of the new releases we're excited about. And today I have Doomsday Clock, part 2 in this case. So, without spoiling anything, if you haven't read any of the comics that have led to this comic book crossover event, or the first part even for that matter, well, the apocalypse has begun in the DC comic book universe, where the heroes and villains we all know and love, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Lex Luthor, the Joker, all those characters, they're either duking out with each other because, what did they have to lose at this point? Or they're trying to wrap their heads around the mystery of Dr. Manhattan, pictured in the background here, who started everything. Can they maybe kill Dr. Manhattan since he was the cause of the apocalypse and prevent it from happening? Or can they negotiate with him with all his powers to stop it? Either of which seems impossible because with his powers, he's essentially a god. And for some time now, Dr. Manhattan, he's been behind the scenes, Wizard of Oz style, manipulating all the lives and events of the DC characters. All the major reboots, deaths and resurrections, new heroes and new villains introduced, has been because of Dr. Manhattan, which in some ways perhaps makes him the god, the god. And yeah, so the apocalypse has begun, and all the heroes and villains, they're trying to, kill each other or prevent the apocalypse from happening. And yeah, so Doomsday Clock Part 2 is just concluding the whole story in a very climactic fashion. It's due out on June 16th, and overall, it's a comic book fan's dream come true, as DC Comics have been dropping many hints and references over the years about how potentially the very famous and game-changing Watchmen graphic novel they had also published in the late 80s is connected to the regular DC comic book characters we all know. And, well, they never denied or confirmed that for many years, and now with Doomsday Clock, they have finally just said that, yes, it is set in the same universe, and answered many fans' dreams of making a crossover of epic proportions. So yeah, Doomsday Clock Part 2, due out on June 16th. And then last, I have the Dresden Files Peace Talks by Jim Butcher. Just a little background if you don't know anything about his works. He started the series in 2000, where it follows the case files of the private detective Harry Dresden, who always sarcastically and yet very seriously will tell people that he is not just a private detective, but also a wizard, that he can do the magic that we might have read about, in like the Harry Potter series or others, actual magic. And since he is a wizard, all his cases have a supernatural and dangerous element to them, from getting involved with vampires, werewolves, zombies, vengeful ghosts, anything supernatural, he's involved. And so with Peace Talks, the official synopsis here is that after many years of bloody conflict, the various factions of the supernatural and magical world have finally decided to sit down at the table and discuss peace or truce, armistice, whatever you want to call it at that point. And Dresden, who'd rather just be kicking it back in his office, taking the odd job and being a private detective, well, he's dragged into the peace talks, where, of course, he finds out there is a rogue faction trying to disrupt the peace talks and start another war. And so he must investigate, not just as the wizard Harry Dresden, but as a private detective, find out who the rogue faction is, stop them, and prevent another war. And, well, I can't emphasize just how excited I am by this one release, as the last Dresden Files book came out in 2015, and Jim Butcher was completely silent on the matter. He didn't say if he was done with the series or when he might continue it. Not a single word out of him, and, well, over 5 years later, he has Peace Talks coming out now. It's due out on July 14th. Hopefully these releases won't be delayed. If they are, I'll still anticipate them either way. And, well, that's all I have to say about these new releases. And until we talk again next week about the things we've been reading in the reference department, as well as now the new releases we're excited about, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day, and take care, everyone.